The mole is arguably one of the most well-adapted creatures on Earth, being almost comically well-suited for a life spent underground, with some species of mole hoovering up worms with such efficiency it's literally faster than the human eye can see. In fact, moles are so well-suited for life underground they technically swim, quote-unquote, through the Earth, something scientists learned after watching moles swim through Couscous. And first things first, is it couscous or couscous?
I have no idea. Like, I've never heard someone who's like native to where couscous is from say what it is. I've heard both couscous and couscous.
You know what, let's just talk about couscous for a bit, because what's your favourite like couscous moment in media? Do you have one?
Couscous moment.
Do you not have a favourite couscous moment? I've got one. Do you want to hear my favourite couscous moment? Well, my favourite...
Is there one?
Yes, in the South Park episode where they have Chef Aid, where they have all the cameos from musicians. And one of the cameos is the singer Meatloaf, who, according to South Park, knew Chef when he was younger and performed under the name Couscous. And they have a moment in the show where like Couscous is there like, why is no one coming to see my show? And Chef's like, I don't know, maybe it's your name. Anyway, have some meatloaf. So what's your favourite couscous moment?
I can't think of one, but I just mean... Probably my favorite thing to do with couscous is what is the topic of this video today.
Okay.
I mean, do you want to tell the story or should I tell the story?
You can tell the story if you like.
People at home, fun fact about Karl, before bed, he likes to show me lots and lots of videos of animals.
Yeah.
So typically it's possum videos because they're my favorite animal. Mm-hmm. But lately we've been running a little dry on possum videos. So we've branched out to other animals. And so we've also decided, hey, moles are cute. So let's go find some mole videos. Yeah,
and we found a surprising amount of videos of just moles being moles. Like I found a video of a mole just on someone's trampoline. And it's like, the fuck's this mole doing on a trampoline? And you see it's like, it's fucking rapid. Like, I've never seen a mole. They live in the UK. You see molehills all the time. I've never seen a mole.
Just a running little mole. Let's go.
And then we just found this one. It was more on the educational side. And it was just showing moles.
Not these videos.
And they were showing, this guy was talking about how moles move underground. And we're like, oh, okay, this is neat. And they're like, this is x-ray footage of a mole. And then you just see like this mole and you see all these little grains.
They haven't figured out exactly which stroke the moles use.
And then there's the twist. What's the twist?
This mole's not dirt though. He's in couscous. And they just show this tub of a mole in couscous.
And you know what, for all those people out there who continually complain, get to the fucking point, there's the point right there in the first 1 minute. But for people who perhaps want more explanation about why were moles swimming through couscous, we first have to discuss how well adapted for life underground moles are. So LuLu, describe a mole to me right now.
Cute.
Yes.
So it's a small mammal. Usually it's brown. It's it's not that it has no eyes, it has very small eyes, isn't it?
Yes, I believe inconspicuous eyes is the term I've seen used in like biology textbooks and stuff. And the reasoning for that is that moles spend almost all of their time underground and therefore have no real need for eyes, because eyes don't really help you that much when you're underground. And some species of mole have taken this to its logical extreme and do not have eyes at all. And you might be thinking, wait, there's a species of mole out there that does not even have eyes? Yes, the golden moles that live in the desert.
Golden moles.
Golden moles, which are fucking adorable, and as the name suggests, have a golden colour to their coat. And those species of mole, because they spend nearly all of their time under the sand or hunting at night, have evolved past needing eyes. And whilst the creature does have eyes, they are completely useless because they have skin that's grown over them covered in fur. And the best guess of experts is that the creature just evolved to not have eyes anymore because it kept getting sand in them. And do you know the thing of like animals evolve to like have specific traits?
It reminds me of that thing like moms used to say to kids of like, oh, if you keep making that face, it's gonna get stuck that way.
Well, in the article, I just have a picture of just Dale Gribble throwing sand in someone's eyes. It doesn't really bother moles all that much because their sense of smell and touch is so acute that the other senses are basically useless to them.
So there's a lot of animals that are known for a good sense of smell. So how good are we talking?
Oh, I think for this we need to talk about the sniff king of moles, which is the star-nosed mole. which, as the name suggests, has a nose shaped like a star. And experts are incredibly keen to figure out how the nose of the star-nosed mole works, because it's noted as being one of the singular most sensitive touch organs of any animal in the animal kingdom. And the star-nosed mole's nose is so sensitive to both smell and touch, it is able to eat faster than the human eye can process. And the current working theory about why the creature has a nose that sensitive is that it is the absolute most efficient way to maneuver underground and search for food. Because they've observed these moles hunting and noticed that the star-nosed mole will eat things that other animals would leave behind, because the caloric expenditure of finding that animal is more than they gain by eating it. Well, the star-nosed mole is able to locate it so easily that it's able to eat things other animals would ignore. And the star-nosed mole's sense of smell is so acute, it can even smell things underwater. Do you know how this works?
Yeah, actually. So the star-nosed mole blows bubbles and then sucks the bubbles back in and then smells the bubbles.
Yep, via that process, it is able to smell things underwater, which is something experts are baffled by and want to be able to replicate in the real world. Because being able to detect things in water, like the parts per million the star-nosed mole is able to, is something that would be incredibly beneficial to science. And bringing it back to regular moles, while their sense of smell is admittedly not as good as the star-nosed mole, they are able to detect earthworms through several feet of dirt. And moles are known to maintain rudimentary larders filled with worms. And scientists discovering these larders have found them to contain anywhere upwards of 1,000 earthworms for the mole to consume at its leisure. Bringing it back to the topic of today's video, a secondary skill possessed by moles is their uncanny ability to move through the earth. How would you describe that motion?
It's quite a bit like swimming.
Yeah, it's the breaststroke effectively, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But just through dirt. And that method of moving through the earth is pretty much unique to moles, because experts on animal locomotion note that animals that burrow generally do it in a couple of ways. They'll either move the earth with their head, their hands, or their teeth. The mole, however, does this weird combination of all of them that is so close to swimming, they actually describe it as being akin to swimming in actual textbooks. And it's so much like swimming that moles, like digging their way under the ground, look like divers diving because they're that fast at it. It's like, I have a gif like here, like, look at it, look. Yeah. It just goes, it's like, you just see it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And that's basically a Chuck Norris joke right there. Because the old Chuck Norris joke is that, oh, Jesus can walk on water. Well, Chuck Norris, he can swim through land. Moles can swim through land. And the swimming comparison doesn't end there, because you might be thinking, folks, now, wait, how do moles breathe underground? They can't breathe dirt, can they? They can't. But moles' lungs are specially adapted to breathing higher amounts of CO2 than that of other animals.
Oh, wow.
And as a result, they're able to breathe in their own breathed out air near indefinitely, because their lungs are so efficient at processing like CO2-laden air. So they effectively are able to breathe underground by just like breathing in the tiny little air pockets that are just naturally there.
For a split second, I thought you were going to tell me they have like dirt gills or something like that.
And even like several feet under the ground, there is air there, just a very small amount of it, and the mole is able to breathe that. So it's effectively breathing and swimming through the earth itself. And this circles back to one of my favourite things about animals and nature, and that's that like humans have finally realised that, oh, nature's got this shit figured out. We shouldn't be trying to figure out problems on our own. Let's look at how nature solved the problem and replicate that. And in regards to moles, they are able to so efficiently move through the earth, scientists are using them as a basis for theoretical digging robots. And it makes sense, doesn't it? Why would you spend all that time, effort, and R&D to figure out how to move through the earth when nature's got that shit figured out? Just look at a mole. How does the mole do it? Copy that.
I can't wait for little cyborg moles.
Cyber moles. We're going to Baccario from Bloody Raw. The fucking, the Iron Mole Man, the Ninja Mole. Let's do this. It's the future. It's happening now. I think we need to talk about the Couscous moles.
Couscous moles.
And you've already spoiled this one for the folks at home. But the way scientists discovered how moles move through the earth is by putting them into giant vats of couscous, a video of which you can see right now.
It looks like they're swimming in X-rays of them plowing their way through couscous. That's what scientists use instead of soil because the particle sizes are uniform.
And for anyone wondering, why the fuck did they have to put a mole in a vat of couscous to know how they move? And that's because couscous has a uniform shape, unlike regular old dirt. And I can only imagine how fucking confused those moles were. Because like we said, moles have one of the most sensitive noses in the animal kingdom, and I don't think couscous smells, but it probably smells to a mole. And to drop it into this vat, I can only imagine the mole is completely flipping its shit.
I'm just imagining though, like what kind of focus groups or whatever they had for like, what do we use? And then people like, how did they arrive at couscous? Like, did they think, what about like sprinkles on cakes or like beads?
we tried powdered sugar, but the moles all got obese. Do you think at one point they put it in a ball pit and it just disappeared? It just fucking went. It's like, no, because moles are so fast.